The world is breaking heat records every year, but the danger isn't just the temperature you see on the screen. A heat wave today can kill faster, even when the numbers look similar to the past. Why do modern heat extremes feel like the Earth is turning against us? Across the globe, but especially in the United States, heat waves have become the deadliest of all weather disasters, more dangerous than hurricanes, floods, and tornadoes combined. Yet they receive far less attention. Temperature records are shattered every summer, news anchors announce another historic heat alert, and millions of people continue working, exercising, and living under a sky that is quietly becoming lethal. To understand why today's heat is so much more dangerous than yesterday's, we must look beyond the number on a thermometer. Heat waves have evolved. They are hotter, longer, more humid, and more frequent, pushing the limits of the human body, the electrical grid, and society itself. In the past, heat waves came and went with the seasons. A few dangerously hot days would arrive, then the weather would cool again. But today, extreme heat lingers. Nights no longer offer relief. Air conditioning becomes a survival tool rather than a convenience. And the people who cannot access it, the elderly, outdoor workers, the homeless, pay the highest price. One of the most important changes is the rise of wet bulb temperatures. This scientific measure combines heat and humidity to determine how well the human body can cool itself. When humidity is high, sweat cannot evaporate and the body begins to overheat internally, even when the temperature isn't extreme. At a wet bulb temperature of just 95 degrees, 35 degrees Celsius, a perfectly healthy person, sitting still in the shade with unlimited water, can die in a matter of hours. Today, some regions of the Gulf Coast and South Asia are crossing this threshold. What used to exist only in scientific theory is now becoming reality. Heat waves also threaten the heart and respiratory system. When temperatures rise, blood thickens, the heart pumps harder, and breathing becomes more difficult, especially when air pollution worsens from wildfire smoke or ground-level ozone. Heat kills quietly through strokes, cardiac arrest, and dehydration. Many deaths never appear in the official statistics because the cause is recorded as heart failure instead of the heat that triggered it. The built environment makes the crisis worse. Cities create heat islands, pockets where concrete, asphalt, and glass trap the sun's energy. At night, instead of cooling, urban streets radiate stored heat back into the air. This can add 10 to 20 degrees to the temperature compared to rural areas. Dark rooftops and parking lots force people to live inside giant ovens. For low-income communities with fewer trees and green spaces, the difference is even deadlier. And heat is breaking past records not just by degrees, but by duration. A 3-day heat wave becomes 10 days, then 20. Prolonged exposure destroys the body's ability to regulate temperature. Hydration alone can't save you when every breath feels like inhaling fire. These new extremes are powered by climate change. The atmosphere is warmer, meaning it can hold more water vapor, fueling humidity. Oceans are hotter, pushing moisture inland and intensifying heatwave conditions. Drought dries out the land, removing natural cooling from evaporation. The more carbon we release, the more the planet traps heat like a thickening blanket wrapped around the world. Yet even as the threat grows, warnings often go ignored. Why? Because heat feels familiar. People underestimate it. They compare it to summers they survived decades ago. But the environment has changed in ways our bodies don't understand. Take the United States. Cities like Phoenix and Las Vegas have months where temperatures exceed 110 degrees, 43 degrees. In 2023, Phoenix recorded 31 consecutive days above 110 degrees, a record that once seemed impossible. In Texas, extreme heat has become a yearly phenomenon, affecting tens of millions across the state. Outdoor workers are collapsing on job sites. Children faint on playgrounds. Hospitals scramble to treat heat stroke victims. Europe learned this lesson the hard way. The 2003 European heat wave killed more than 70,000 people, most of them elderly individuals living alone. It wasn't just the heat during the day, it was the nights that refused to cool below 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. When your body cannot recover at night, the damage compounds. Day after day, organs overheat until they fail. Power grids are also reaching their breaking point. Extreme heat drives massive electricity demand for air conditioning. Transformers overheat. Blackouts occur at the precise moment people need power the most. In 2021, Portland, a city famous for cool, rainy weather, experienced record heat above 150 degrees 46 Celsius. Hundreds died in homes that lacked air conditioning. This is the new reality. Heat waves strike places unprepared to survive them. Wildfires and heat are also deeply connected. High temperatures drive vegetation into fuel. Sparks become firestorms. Smoke spreads across continents. People hundreds of miles away suffer respiratory distress as the sky turns orange. The consequences of heat are never confined to one region. They spill into air, water, health, and economics. The economic toll is staggering. Workers slow down or risk death. Outdoor industries, construction, agriculture, delivery services lose billions during extreme heat. Even indoor businesses suffer as cooling costs skyrocket. Heat does not just threaten individuals, it destabilizes the entire system society relies on. So why are heat waves more dangerous than the ones recorded decades ago? Because everything has changed. Humidity is higher, nights are hotter, heat lasts longer. Population is larger, cities trap more warmth, infrastructure is fragile, and the climate is destabilizing faster than we are adapting. But the biggest danger is denial. We still treat heat like background noise, something uncomfortable but normal. When a hurricane hits, it's on every screen. When a wildfire burns, the visuals are dramatic. Heat, meanwhile, kills invisibly. No flashing lights, no viral images, just silence and loss. Heat waves today are not the heat waves of the past. They are engineered by a changed planet, and they demand a new kind of respect. The solutions exist. Cool roofs and reflective pavements can drop temperatures dramatically. Urban tree planting can restore shade and moisture. Heat alert systems can target vulnerable residents before emergency rooms fill. Workplace protections can save workers' lives. Cities can redesign neighborhoods to reduce heat islands. Renewable energy can cut the emissions fueling hotter futures. But these solutions require political will, and political will requires public awareness. Every degree matters. Every choice matters. Every year we wait, heat waves grow stronger. We are living through a turning point. A future where heat dominates daily life is not distant. It is already here. Yet we still have the power to prevent the worst outcomes. If we act now, we can design cities and communities capable of surviving a hotter planet. If we do nothing, the heat will continue to climb, breaking records, breaking systems, breaking lives. The heat doesn't need the drama of a storm to kill. It does its work quietly. You don't see the moment the body gives up. You only realize the danger when it's too late. Look outside your window. Imagine next summer. Imagine the night that never cools down. Imagine a heat wave that lasts not 3 days, but 30. That is the future we must stop from becoming normal. Heat waves are no longer a background threat. They are the front line of the climate crisis. And the more we learn, the more we must understand. The danger isn't the heat we remember. It's the heat we are now experiencing, and the heat still to come. If you believe people deserve the facts and the chance to protect themselves, subscribe to Crisis Lens, like this video, and share it with others. The heat is rising. The world must wake up before the temperature becomes impossible to survive.